Welcome to Solution Provider's YouTube channel, brought to you by TWL ICT Solutions, where we are there for you to discover and to build your environment. In this week's episode, we're going to talk about my experience, Todd Levenenko, in the areas of network administration. Networking, fascinating field. There is so much to know. In the world of networking, you will find that it is the premier sense of IT, in the sense that computers by themselves are machines that do work, but do it by themselves. In the world of networking, this brings in the ability for computers to talk to each other, to communicate, to interact. Networking is a fascinating field where, without it, computers are just machines, independent of each other. Now, in my field of over 30 years of computers and networking, I have come to the realization that there are 5 specific issues that every network administrator is going to experience. Let's face it, the network is blamed for everything, from file shares not being able to be accessed to just plain slow response. The reality is, the network will be blamed for almost everything. However, the 5 key areas that I'm going to be talking about will help the majority of the time. The first common issue, and believe me, I've seen everything from broken cables to bad routing tables. And the first issue that you will likely see more often than not is a network cable unplugged. Whether it's unplugged at the desk of the user, that is common. Somebody kicks the cable, rides over it with their chair, or moves the computer and ends up pulling out the cable. The other thing you may find is that the switch is faulty, or a port on the switch is faulty. In some cases, we could experience things like a group of users complaining that their network isn't functioning. And sometimes it could be a whole row of port cards, or a number of ports on a specific card that is a problem. Gathering metrics, network monitoring, gaining a baseline of your network will help you determine your health of the network. Things such as configuration databases or change control documentation will help you understand what changed on your network or within the servers. The next common networking issue, if you will, is in the world of Wi-Fi, wireless internet, wireless networking. These are things that are becoming much more common nowadays. Everyone using a phone to a laptop to even a desktop is now using wireless technology. And why not? You don't have to wire anything, and access points in general work fine. But here's a problem. You see, someone may change the configuration of a building, They may add racking to a particular area, move merchandise around, move an office. More common in small office environments is sharing multiple companies in one building, where configurations of access points are default configurations and they interact with each other. There's reflection, there's refraction, there's absorption. These are all things that cause problems in a wireless network. So how do you deal with it? Well, the best thing to do is do a site survey. By performing a site survey of your network, you will find that there are obstacles that you have to deal with. Weak areas that you thought were strong and strong areas that you thought were weak. These are things that we need to understand. The distribution of your access points throughout your building play a vital role on how well the end user experiences the Wi-Fi experience. Another common issue, if you will, is name resolution. A DNS server acting a little goofy, not clearing out its cache tables properly, or just a route table that needs to be reorganized, refreshed. These are things that are pretty common. For example, you may get a phone call from a user, and the client might say, hey, you know what, my network isn't working, or my computer is slow. This is a common phone call support issue. What could be the problem? You might find on your side everything's working just fine. So, what do you do? A quick fix, if it's in the same building, is just to take your laptop, your device, go over to the client side, understand what their problem is, see if you could fix the problem with their computer. If it's not working properly and according to the specifications given, you might just plug in the network into your computer to see if that's a problem. You may find that there is a problem. Your computer might not be functioning as you thought it should be, or there may not be any problem whatsoever, which would indicate that the client's computer is the problem. Digging a little deeper, you might find an application that is running a little slow or taking up resources. The other common issue may be in the areas of virtual private networks. Virtual private networks, also known as VPN, is a pretty common solution nowadays that allows businesses and users, who knows, maybe you're one of them, that uses a VPN connection to keep your information private. How is that done? That's done through things like creating a VPN tunnel, which encapsulates the information, encrypts the information, and prevents outside interference. Outside interference may be things like the man-in-the-middle attacks, where they try to capture your data and understand what it's all about. So, what are the common issues within the VPN tunnels? In the VPN world, the most common issue is a configuration issue. Maybe there's a firewall issue whereby, for example, the client's computer's firewall doesn't have the appropriate ports open to allow the VPN connection to take place. Could be a spelling mistake within the VPN configuration. Maybe the name of the VPN server was spelt incorrectly, or some configuration change within a port setting or something like that there. The best solution in these cases is to configure the client's computer before it goes out to the user community, making sure, testing it, validating its functionality. On top of that, very good documentation for the user. Clients often complain that the information is too complicated, or they weren't given the right information on how to connect, or training was poor. Take the time. Spend the time with the client. Give them the tools that they need to make that connection. Makes your life easier, and it sure and heck makes their life easier. Well, I hope you're going to take a bit of this information and use it for the betterment of our practice. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.